Spark. Ecological.
So I'm in what looks like a bike shop, but I'm not. And who am I joined by here?
You're joined by Craig. I'm the director of Ride Electric.
And what is it that you do here?
So we're not a typical bike shop. We're an electric bike company, and you're sat in our retail side of the business. But what we do is we engage and work with partner up with healthcare trusts, councils, business parks, delivery companies, police forces, visitor attractions, to get people to adopt in using e-bikes as an alternative to cars, because cars are damaging to the environment. We've got a climate emergency. They have too many CO2 emissions, and really e-bikes are a new alternative to cars.
So what is an e-bike?
An electric bike is a bicycle which has a motor and a battery. So the motor is where the pedals are, and it assists you when you're pedaling. So traditionally, people who commute to work on a bicycle are hot or sweaty, they're out of breath, they're knackered. But with an e-bike, they can get to work quicker than a car. They're not hot, they're not sweaty. So it's a new mode of transport. And
what are you doing in the community with your e-bikes?
Well, we promote experience days. We can hire e-bikes out, so we promote the use of e-bikes as an alternative to cars. So we are starting to sell a lot of e-bikes now to people who sell a second car, who sell a main car. We've got cargo electric bikes, and the cargo electric bike is a bicycle with a large cargo area type box on the front of it where you can put your kids in and do the school run. That's the kind of thing that we promote and what we do.
And you're partnering up with other people as well?
Yes, so right now we're running a trial with Northumbria Police. So Northumbria Police have 2 of our e-bikes for the next 30 days, and they're going to be using e-bikes on their patrols, which is how it tackles knife crime, antisocial behaviour, and has neighbourhood presence. And I think in the first 2 days of the trial, they cycled over 100 miles. Because they don't have much cash from the government, so they're losing cars as well. And really, it's having presence in the neighbourhoods and engaging with the public. So that's what we're doing with the police. We're down in London today meeting a potential customer who has over 7,000 employees across the UK, and we're looking at providing them e-bikes for them to be using as a commuting main mode of transport. We've partnered up with Northumberland National Park, so next year they're holding patrols of Hadrian's Wall on electric bikes, because the tourists visit this £10 million visit attraction up at Wansbrood in Northumberland, but because Hadrian Wall's all uphill, the tourists don't go on Hadrian's Wall, but next year they'll be able to on electric bikes. We have just won a tender for a local council, so they're buying e-bikes from us for their employees to use to commute between different sites, which is going to help them in their carbon footprint and improve sustainability, health and well-being as well. So there's lots of things that we do. We're not just a bike shop. We engage with businesses, B2B, customers and Joe Public.
So where did the idea come from?
Myself and my business partner have always been in the cycling industry. I used to race road bikes many years ago, and David was a mountain biker, and I was presented an opportunity, a once in a lifetime opportunity, where I was able to start my own business. So through both of us, we started Ride Electric. But we never wanted to be a bike shop, because we knew that e-bikes are a new mode of transport, so we do things a lot differently to your traditional bicycle shop. So this is our 3rd year now.
It's all about staying fit and as well as helping the environment.
Absolutely. We've got so many wonderful, inspiring stories. I mean, 3 inspiring stories. There was a gentleman who came in on a Zimmer frame, and he was 94 years old. I couldn't walk, and we took him on an experience ride in the car park and around, and as soon as he went on an e-bike, he was away and he was cycling, and he's invested in an e-bike, and he now is out all the time. So he's the only person they look after that, rather than have a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, wants to go on a bike ride. So then we've got another story where there was a young lady from Gosforth who came for an experience ride with us who hasn't been on a bike in 15 years, because 15 years ago she was diagnosed with MS, and we went in the car park, and after half an hour in the car park, I stepped back and she was riding an e-bike, and she came down the car park with floods of tears, not because the realisation that she could ride an e-bike, but the realisation that she was going to be able to take her kids to school on a bicycle. Then we've got another story which we're dealing with right now, is a guy called John who lives in Ponteland. He's 91, and he has prostate cancer, and he is investing in an e-bike so he can get back out cycling again. So that's what we do with the public, and we're very different because we engage with our customers. We create a really personal relationship with them, and they come back and all the time, and they're just really, really happy. And it's really nice to be able to do that. And then we've got everything else that's happening. So.
It's good to feel good as well as save the planet, I guess.
Absolutely. We say we're in the happiness business. We're not in the bicycle business. We're in the happiness business because e-bikes make people happy all the time. As soon as you ride one, you come back with a big smile on your face, and it's cliche, but it's called the e-bike smile, because that's what happens. They're not bicycles. The e-bikes, and right now with everything that's happening with the climate emergency, the clean air zones, you'll see more of these. The cycling infrastructure will improve in the next 5-10 years to support the uptake of e-bikes. 1 in 3 bicycles sold in Europe are electric. In the Netherlands, they're out selling mechanical bikes. It's the biggest growth area in the UK, third year running now, and they're just transformational. We have customers who come in, and say, guess what, sold my car. Guess what, I've cycled 3,000 miles since February, filled my car full of fuel once. And that's what we're really passionate about, because our target audience and our customers now who we target are not your cyclists. We are targeting the motorists. That's who we want to target. Get out of a car, start thinking differently, and become a progressive thinker rather than just being stuck in traffic for half an hour or 40 minutes with the engine running, with diesel fumes impacting the environment. Think e-bike.
So, as well as having a good ride experience, it can tell you how much carbons you've saved or trees you've saved. Yeah. So we've got we use an app which tracks the miles, and we look at the miles and we look at how many miles you've travelled. So say 100 miles is equivalent to X amount of CO2 emissions being saved, is saving 3-4 trees. And that's the data that we provide employers, big employers, to say, well, actually, you've got, say you've got 1,000 employees and they've cycled 1 million miles. Well, this is the positive impact that you've created for the planet. So well done. And that's what we do. And it's for the employers are starting to focus that area now, and that's what they're thinking about. And I mean the police, over 100 miles, and they've managed to, stop a suicide and tackle antisocial behaviour, and it's just for their role, e-bikes are going to become invaluable. So, if anyone wants to know more information, where can they look?
They can look on our website, which is www.rideelectric.co.uk. And all the information on there. You can book free of charge experience rides, you can book hires, you can buy electric bikes from us, you can book appointments to come in and talk. We'll sit down, we'll have a coffee, we'll talk about what your requirements are and what you need. We're nice people. So there you go.
And for anyone that thinks, maybe I should sell